A wise man once said, the will to win, the desire to succeed,
What takes guts is to put yourself on the line.
the urge to reach your full potential.
A leader makes the way.
These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. Success Resources is the world's leading events promoter of business, personal development, and wealth creation programs. For over 30 years, we've helped over 10 million people across 30 countries unlock their full potential. From North America, to Europe, to Africa, to Asia, to Oceania, we are the key to your personal success. We open the door to the world's best speakers, such as Anthony Robbins, Sir Richard Branson, Robert Kiyosaki, and T. Harv Eker, to name a few. Praised by Donald Trump for being the world's best, we have over 500 events a year and access to the greatest thinkers, achievers, and motivators of our time. We guide you to the success that lies in every one of us.
But you will not discover your greatness in your comfort zone.
You have to have confidence in yourself.
We have never really truly reached our destination. There's always another level to strive for. Your best is yet to come. Success Resources, your learning partners.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Monday. It's Monday, new day, new week, and new opportunity to achieve your goal and your dreams. Now, hope all of you have a restful weekend. The market fear is at all-time extreme fear. The fear and greed index is at 23. Now, on weekend, it was like very, very extreme fear of 10. Now, what should you do while Bitcoin is down? And what should you do when the whole entire market is bleeding? Well, today we'll discuss this and let you know exactly what we are gonna do. So the secret to success is wake up early in the morning, work hard, and buy Bitcoin. My name is Richard Tan from Success Resources. We are the world leading education provider every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This is streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. We are making video tracking the incredible journey of Bitcoin to 100,000. So if this is a journey that you like to follow and learn, make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash the thumbs up button and also the notification bell so that whenever we put on a video, you are the first to know. I'd like to welcome and bring up my friend, Dr. Clemen Chiang, to the program. He's an authority in financial investing and well-known teacher to many thousands and thousands of students all over the world. Welcome, Dr. Clemen.
Wow, Richard, welcome back. Monday, we are back to the grind, and today we got an exciting week to follow through. Looks like it's going to be a very, very eventful week, starting with the earnings season. And of course, we're going to take a look at the Fed actions. That's kind of hitting a triple impact on the price of Bitcoin, and we're going to play all the way out to 1st of February. Yes, welcome back. Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, Dr. Clemen, you have helped so many people achieve financial independence and financial health. So I want to, on behalf of everybody and all your students, including myself, thank you for your time and hard work. Now, let's look at the fear and greed index, okay? So the fear and greed index, let me just kind of share this screen. Fear and greed index. So this is a let's just share. So the fear and greed index right here. So today the fear and greed index is at 23. Yeah. So it shows extreme fear. Okay. Now, on the Saturday, on the 8th of January, it showed 10. That means it's the market is really, really very, very fearful. Now, what I want to ask you a question is this, that 365 days ago, on the 8th of January 2021, Bitcoin was at 41,000. And at that time, the fear and greed index showed Bitcoin was at greed. That means everybody was celebrating. But 365 later, at 41,000, same price, yeah, Bitcoin is at extreme fear. But the price remained the same. So Dr. Clemen, I want to ask you this. When the price of Bitcoin is at 41,000 1 year ago, everybody was celebrating. And now, today, at 41,000, between 41 and 42,000, the fear and greed index shows fear. Everybody is fearful. Everybody is extreme fear. Now, how do you look at this whole perspective of this whole thing?
Wow, that's a really fascinating question, Richard, to begin with. And the one single word that came to my mind is this word called launchpad. And I'm going to formulate the thinking behind the word launchpad. And then we're going to connect through the dots on the fear gauge, as well as look at historical 8th of January in the year 2021 versus 8th of January in the year 2022. And finally, we connect to the third point, and that kind of complete our picture for the launchpad. With this in mind, here we go. We're going to start off by looking at the fear and greed index right here. And for those who are watching us live stream at this moment, you can do a very quick Google search, look for crypto fear and greed index, and let me walk you through some of the numbers right here, all right? So historical values that include, the smaller the number it is, the more fearful the gauge becomes. So of course, on the extreme left right here, you can have kind of a fuel gauge, just like a driving meter. And as it points to the extreme left, the numbers get smaller. Point to extreme right, it becomes greedy. So right now we're at the moment of fear. Now with that, we come to the actual graph itself. Now from the graph, we can start off by looking at the maximum, the historical history, and we know that, oh my gosh, the bottom line starts somewhere below 10 right here. That is the moment in time where blood in the street, fear in the street, everybody kind of freak out. And then we come now, zoom down to 1 year. Again, we want to mark out the instances of which there were extreme fear. That was in May, June, July period. And that was the period we talk about the 30 to 40,000 price channel. And then of course, hitting an all-time low for this year, for last year itself, 28,000. And then of course, right now, we kind of transport this over to the right-hand side. For the first time, we are hitting the lowest point again, all right? And then we go on to zoom it down to 3 months. Holy moly, based on 3 months itself, we realize that, my gosh, 8th of January is the extreme moment of fear. And I move my mouse over right there, and it's showing a fear index of 10. So that's the reason why as the small number gets smaller, blood on the streets. Okay, 8th of January sets the precedence for the fear gauge of 10. And then we take a look right here. This is a very interesting tweet from the Twitter handler, Matthew Hyland, 365 days later, all right? So it's exactly what we painted right here, 8 Jan 2021. And back then we can see the market is like super, super greedy, and they have to kind of push the price up, right? And right now we are kind of super, super fearful. People are expecting the price to crash. So how should we formulate our thinking? And I believe this is the purpose of us looking at the charts right here today. Okay, let me kind of fresh reload my Bitcoin chart, and then we're going to dive in onto the details itself, all right? Okay, the data is in right now and kind of getting fresh data at this moment, okay? So I'm able to point out right now a horizontal line, which is the 40,000 horizontal line. So let me just kind of make sure we are able to price in. Oops, the chart is kind of loading at a lag. Just give me a second. I just force it to reload again. Hang on a second. And here we go, reloading the chart. It's consuming lots of data. I will just have to open up another chart if this doesn't work. not to worry. I'll just open up one more chart. All right, hang on a minute. Okay, while we are waiting for the chart to load, again, the keyword for what I'm about to share with all of you is a centerpiece breaking down on the idea of Launchpad. So I'm loading up a chart right now. Hang on a second. Okay, we are good. The chart is back in action, okay? So we kind of zoom out a little bit and we go to this very important point. 8 January 2021, and I really position it really, really well, kind of at the 40,000 range right here. Boom. And then I draw a horizontal line across, all right? And I mark out 2 key areas. This is 8 January 2021. And then our recent 8 January 2022 is also kind of captured in my little circle here. Now, we are looking at a very important price point of $40,000, which I was preaching about this price point just on last week's video itself, and I want to move this price point right up here. We are talking about a 40,000. Now, this 40,000 will set the parameters for what we call a launchpad. So let me just type out keywords right here. Here we go, launchpad, and check this out. Launchpad, all right? Now, how does this play out? Number one, we know and establish from historical facts that at the 40,000 range, there was a turnover. And I'm going to highlight to all of you the turnover. This point here, it touches the top, drops down to 27,000 and flies back up again. So this is always the point of turnover, all right? So this, we established that. Again, this is another point, the turnover. The moment it crashes below 40,000, it went through to the May, June, July period where it was floating between 30 to 40,000. And then once it breaks through, his all-time high. Breaks through his all-time high. So I'm going to mark out the arrows right here. And then you guys can really see in crystal clear formation without any single dot. The moment it presses through here, he's an all-time high. The moment it presses through here, kind of touch through here, he's an all-time high right here. All right? That's why 40,000 is becoming an anchor price. And the anchor price in crypto technical term is called the launch pad. Because we are talking about spiking to the moon, the rocket must stand still on the launch pad before it fire off its booster rockets. So this moment, 3 things. Number one, when there's fear in the street, there's a saying that goes, we got to be extremely greedy. And I'm preparing my war chest for this moment itself. I think the moment the money is right now, passing through from Singapore to US, and my bankers just called me up this morning. All right, so we got to be super ready. Number 2, since we recognize this is going to be the turnaround, then jolly well, we kind of squeeze this time to see what is the nearest key event for the launchpad to fire away. And we given you guys the previous video, we given you 4 magical numbers, 1464. If you remember that, if you can't remember that, please recall, check back our last video. Richard and myself, we did the last video on 1464. And 1 stands for 1st of February. 6 stands for 6th of February. And a 4 in between them is the launch day of Beijing Winter Olympics, of which the latest news just came out. Tianjin went on an extreme lockdown because the cluster formation of Omicron has started. And straight away they have to kill it because the event is too near. Too much is at stake at this moment. And for me, I went through the whole turmoil as well. I was looking at, should I proceed with my trip to New York, enter into the heat of the battle, or should I postpone my trip? And this is the time, I think this moment is very, very fickle-minded. And that's the reason why the big topic that will headline everywhere on Wall Street tonight will be on Omicron, because it's getting way out of control. So the immediate, right now, immediate impact is Omicron. The lower hanging fruit is 1st February, Bitcoin spot ETF waiting for approval. 6th of February, the second Bitcoin spot ETF also waiting for approval. smash in between them, Beijing Winter Olympics on the 4th of February. And we look at this chart in front of you and we say, hey, if this line 40,000 is the what we call the switch over, high to low, low to high, then jolly well, has Bitcoin fallen sufficiently down? Has Bitcoin fallen sufficiently down? What I meant is from this high point here, has it fallen sufficiently down for this 40,000 to be our official launch pad? And that is my biggest takeaway. We start out with a fascinating question from Richard. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Now, Dr. Clemen, the mayor of New York, we know that he's very bullish on Bitcoin. Eric Adam, he is not deterred by Bitcoin volatility. And he says that buying the dip could yield good profit. Now, he reiterated that he will receive his first 3 paycheck in Bitcoin, and he want to make New York City the center of blockchain technology. Now, question to you is this: what do you think of the timing of his advice to buy the dip? Because he asked, say that you buy the dip, like as you mentioned just now on your perspective of the situation right now. But what do you think of the timing? Is this a good timing to buy the dip?
Yes, absolutely. Great question, Richard, because we start off by thinking about the politician. And this politician is really, really powerful at the heart of everything that's going on out there. And I kind of want to zoom in my page right here and give everybody a closer view, okay? So here we go. I'm going to kind of switch over right now. Check this out. I just want to kind of find out about New York and Bitcoin. Now, first of all, in recent times, my computer kind of go crazy today on me. I don't know what's going on. Hang on a minute. Let me just try to move it up back again. Give me a second. Hold on a second. Okay. All right. Let me just switch over for a moment and I can show you guys the relevant one. I think there's a slowdown on my computer. Okay. Let me just pull out the article. Here we go. All right. This is the one. New York City mayor undeterred by falling Bitcoin price says buying the dip could yield good profit. Now, I'm looking at a few more things because what I wanted to show all of you is the latest thinking that goes on behind this man's brain. So I pull out the articles, the range of articles when we kind of compare New York with Bitcoin. First one that really pops out and is the highlight over the weekend, and that is the unrest going on in Kazakhstan. So let's take a step back and look at the history. When China imposed the Bitcoin mining all across the mainland, there were 2 flights of what we call safe haven out away from China. One is to Kazakhstan, the other one is into Texas. So what I know are the Bitcoin miners in Kazakhstan, because of the regulatory changes, majority of them are also moving away from Kazakhstan over to the US. But when there were unrest, then this migration straight away became accelerated. So this is the first way that we connect the dot. And then, this is the part that Richard is asking me, hey, if the mayor says we should buy at the drop or at the dip, what does it mean? So I kind of scroll down right here and you begin to understand the top political agenda of this politician, right? So Miami and New York right now, they are both on the race to become the country's crypto capital. Now, why would they want to become the crypto capital? Because they know they can attract so much money. I mean, we're talking about really unprecedented wealth created by the millennials and also created by the institutions who plug their seed money into cryptocurrency. So this is the first political agenda. They want to be the crypto capital. And then right here, there's another article, Crypto Brothers eye 169 million Skypad, New York's most expensive listing. Again, centered on New York. And of course, you have Eric Adams, host for New York Bitcoin Boom, blocked by backwards thinking Albany. And these are the challenges faced by him. So if we put all these pictures together and we come back to the heart of the topic, why would he, put out his personal salary to receive in Bitcoin? Because he wants this to be the centerpiece of his legacy. Everybody need to understand every politician is fighting for legacy. All right. So that's the reason why he's putting out his political career by saying this statement. Sometimes the best time to buy is when the things go down. So when they go up, you may have made a good profit. And I'm going to take my first 3 paychecks in Bitcoin. I haven't even received my first check yet. All right. So this is the man vouching for his own words. And of course, when we connected it all, he's saying that we need to have New York City to be the center of blockchain technology, as well as for Bitcoin. So this is really, really powerful statement by the #1 man in New York. And if we come down right over here, and then we begin to see he's really on a kind of a stark competition with Miami Mayor Soares, and of course the rest, we're going to play out and see how the history going to land on New York or Miami. But here's the deal. When we talk about 1464, and my last 4 is on April. And April, we know there's a big Bitcoin conference event to be held in Miami. We got 2 major cities right now bidding for Bitcoin. And when there's a bidding war, it's always good for the cryptocurrency at stake, because there are many vested parties that will make sure regulations will pass through in the favor of Bitcoin. So to me, this is great, great news, whether it's coming from Miami, whether it's coming from New York. But again, they are telling you the telltale signs. Buy at the dip. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Well, if the mayor of New York is collecting his paycheck in Bitcoin, I'm sure he will assume that this is the right decision. And the right decision means that his paycheck is going to be bigger if he collect in Bitcoin. That's my assumption. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in this program, Bitcoin Journey to 100,000, Dr. Clemen and myself, we are giving you all the research data. And at the end of it, you can take this data and you have to make your own assumption on the direction of Bitcoin. Now, Dr. Clemen, Mike Navogats, who is a CEO of a major Bitcoin mining company, says that Bitcoin should bottom around 40,000, which is right at what we are happening right now, 40,000. And he says that he sees tremendous demand from institution investor at this price. So question to you is this, based on this article, Mike is saying that institution is going to start buying Bitcoin or getting into Bitcoin at around 40,000. What advice can you give to ordinary investor with this news?
Oh yes, absolutely, Richard. This is another really fascinating piece that just popped out about 4 hours ago. And we are seeing that Mike Novogratz says Bitcoin should bottom around 40,000. And we talked about 40,000 just now early on at the start of the show. That was the switch over from high to low, low to high. This is always the crossover point at 40,000. And taking everything that we learned over the past 12 years about Bitcoin, 40,000 right now is the anchor price. Anchor price to the low-hanging fruits of the upcoming trigger events, which we have spelled out very clearly about 1464. So let's come back and attack this piece of article right here. Now, when we look at this, this is really, really fascinating, because he's telling everybody, hey, because he's from the institutional background, we see a tremendous amount of institutional demand on the sidelines. I'm not nervous in the midterm period. But more importantly, I know the big institutions who are going through their process to put positions on. They are going to see those as attractive levels to buy. Now, what is the attractive level to buy? And this is the centerpiece that ordinary investors, you kind of want to have an edge or an advantage over these big fat whales. So I'm giving you right now, this is the price range. There was a thought there was floor price at 38,000. And you also find support for Bitcoin around the 38 to 42,000 range. So if you really nail it down, then the 38 to 40,000 feel like it's exactly the range we should bottom. And we talk about that bottom price of 40,000 forming the launch pad for the price to shoot. So this is the point. And, you know, I spoke a few times about psychology of owning Bitcoin or HODL, HODL. You have an unprecedented opportunity to own the price that you're going to be very, very proud of. Right? When I talk about own the price, it's like, you know, when I go out into the streets, these days in Singapore, the country where I come from, I see really beautiful, sexy car plate numbers. I mean, look at Lamborghinis, Rolls-Royce. Most of the Rolls-Royce will have car plate number 1. Lamborghinis have car plate number 5. And I saw one, it's like S55S. No, SS55S. Holy moly, how did it come out such a beautiful combination, right? So, and this is like, you have a chance to own a number that you can going to be very, very proud of. So my suggestion to you, and in fact, we kind of map this out, if it's going to be between 38,000 to 40,000 to 42,000, you have a chance right now to own the price that you want to own. It could be a 39999, that would be 39,999, or 38888, that would be 38,888, or simply 38000. Find a number that you can anchor on. Because without this strong number to anchor on, and without understanding the past, present, and the future, the flip over and the launch pad, you cannot hold strong to your price belief. So most people, and I stress again, most ordinary investors, they always suffer in investing because they don't have a strong price anchor. They go as per where the wind blows. and they are not standing on a strong foundation. So I want to encourage you, this is the best time to stand on very, very strong foundation. Own that price. And if you own the price, make sure before you do it, you really know the historical backdrop, where we came from. I came from the $8,000 range. Robert Kiyosaki came from probably the $5,000 range. And the Gemini twins came even before the $1,000 range. Everybody got a price range where they birthed their history into the world of Bitcoin. What is your price range when you are taking advantage of this window of opportunity today? That is the number one key question that you should solve as a retail investor. Thereafter, then you can handle 3 parts of the market. Number one, we already talked about launchpad price, but there are 3 outcomes. Outcome number 1, from launchpad, it goes to 100,000. This is like no-brainer. Any nincompoop out there can make money when the price goes up. And you just go through the ride and set off a price target. What is the price you want to exit? Number 2 outcome, the price continues to go sideways. The longer it drags, and this can be dragged between 3 months to 3 years, are you mentally prepared for it? All right, so we went through the Red Sea in the very near recent times last year, over a period of 3 to 4 months. And people are just hanging on. Constipation, diarrhea, sleep apnea, whatever problems that you have, it will all emerge. The moment of the Red Sea going sideways. And the third direction is, what happened? It dips. From 40,000 drops to 20,000. Can you handle that crash? Now, if you have money that's on an urgent need basis, you will crack down immediately. Your psychology cannot handle that. And that's the reason why you should only invest in an amount that you're comfortable with. You do not need it for the next 1, 2, 3 years in the future. So don't put yourself in a stressful situation when investing. This is where most folks got it wrong. They think this is like buying a lottery ticket. They must get it straight, 100% true. And that's the reason why they will always, come back with a negative psychology and negative sentiment. That's not good for you. So remember these 3 price directions, remember the launch pad, and guess what? You are in unprecedented history to own your price. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Dr. Clemen, today, if you look at the chart, we know that Bitcoin at 40, is really, really at the low side of it. And yet now, today, Bitcoin is also at the lowest, most illiquid level. So the price is low and it's also like the lowest illiquid level, which means to say that they are running out of Bitcoin, right, on the exchange. Now, question to you is, how do you explain this? Bitcoin price low and also at the most illiquid level.
Oh yes, Richard, this is really amazing stuff because we are talking about one very important keyword right here. And the keyword is about exchange reserves. Now, what is the physical meaning of exchange reserves? It simply means that how much Bitcoin is kept at the exchange level. So theoretically, if we go through this history moment in time, all right? So let me mark up for all of you. This is the price of Bitcoin. This line right here, just tracing the line up here, all right? And then we are talking about the exchange holding the Bitcoin. I'm going to change my color right now into dark blue. And here we go. Back then, they were holding so many Bitcoin, 2.48 million stored at the exchange level. And then there was a moment in time, it passed through this period, this intersection. All right, there was a crossover. And from the crossover onwards, the exchange reserve has been dipping all this while. What are the significance of an exchange reserve dipping? It simply means that Bitcoin holders like myself, we decide to move the Bitcoin away from the exchange and store in our own private wallets. Now, why would we want to store in our private wallets? Maybe for a number of reasons. Number one, for security, for privacy, or we just want to lock it up somewhere safe so that we don't get scammed. And we just don't want to do anything with it. Because the inconvenience of a private wallet is that you cannot sell at will. You just keep it there, like a fixed deposit box. So the significance of it is people are right now hodling their Bitcoin. They refuse to let go of it, and thereby create even more scarcity, even though Bitcoin is really limited by 21 million fixed supply. That is good news. So this is the kind of indicator we are looking for to establish the price, what we call the price range or the launchpad price. So I'm going to kind of switch my color right over here and go through the horizontal way. And you can also think of it this as the $41,000 price. $41,000 price, it just refused to break it through, and people are just holding on. It refused to move the coins back to the exchange for liquidity event. They just want to see a higher, much higher price. And thereafter, what you will observe is the reserves will kind of boom, 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 start to go up as well. They start to move the coins back to exchange, ready for liquidity event. And that is the reason why. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. So somebody said that there are two things in the world today that are scarce. Number one is time. Time is scarce. Number two, it is Bitcoin. So for parting today, Dr. Clemen can give us all of our participants here some word of wisdom.
Oh yes, this is the season of my life whereby I'm really so focused on the study of Omicron. I think Omicron is going to be the deciding factor to dictate how the market is going to move. And kind of really upset recently because as I put my mind to study about Omicron, all I'm getting back is many countries or many government agencies are failing to put a proper cap onto this viral disease. It is what I would declare as out of control. From the CDC in the US, they are sending mixed signals to the public, and the schools are getting confused. Parents are getting worried because their children, no idea whether it's going back to school or staying out of school. Everyone is getting mixed signals. Number two, and we are talking about the test kit. And right now, test kits are running out of supplies globally. And in the US, you'll have to queue like 1 to 3, 4 hours long just to prove that you're not infected with Omicron. By the time you finish queuing, you probably get infected. And this is really the conundrum, all right? And number three, much as the world wants to open up, but we are seeing a more hard-on lockdown approach. And this will last all the way until end of winter, which is defined as end of March. So these are the immediate priorities. This week, it will be the earnings season. 1st of February will be all eyes on the Bitcoin spot ETF approval. 4th of February will be the Beijing Winter Olympics, where China will be launching its own digital yuan. We put all these ideas together and we ask ourselves, have we hit a price floor? My answer, I think we hit a launch pad, an area of a launch pad. At 40,000, I think it's a sweet spot price. I'm also getting myself ready because when there's so much fear, this is the best time to buy. And of course, all of you, different financial background, please go through before, during, after, make sure you're convinced beyond any doubt before you pull the trigger. Don't point the gun at anyone else, but take responsibility. And that's the way to be a great investor. So with this in mind, something exciting for us to look forward to. 1st of February is also the first day of the Chinese Lunar New Year, where Chinese across the world celebrate the 2 days to catch up with friends and relatives and enjoy their reunion dinner. So this is on a positive note with the backdrop of Omicron, but more importantly, with a very small window of opportunity to seize the launch pad. And this is how we should navigate for the rest of this week. Thank you. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. There you are. Bitcoin journey to 100,000. The secret to success is to wake up early in the morning, work hard, and own Bitcoin. So I wish everybody a wonderful, wonderful day. And until we meet again, just coming Wednesday. Thank you.
We believe that investing in our education
has the highest leverage and is the greatest equalizer.
Regardless of background, everyone can have the same opportunities in education.
We believe in doing what is right, not what is easy.
We believe in anything that is worth doing, we do it with passion and excellence.
We believe that happiness is the key to success.
If you love what you're doing, you're already successful. And that both success and failure are temporary, worth sharing about and even celebrating.
That said, we believe we have had our fair share of both.
Yay!
We believe that when the market is tough, we can be tougher.
We believe the best product should win, not the best sales pitch.
We believe that winners are winners because they don't quit.
We believe that the biggest sin is to make learning boring.
We believe in making decisions and owning our results.
We believe in innovation to continually provide value to all around us.
We believe that together, everyone achieves more.
We believe that real leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders.
We believe that we can learn from our competitors.
We believe that women work harder, do better, and are more committed.
We believe it's okay to be proven wrong.
It's okay to change your mind.
And it's okay to cry when you're having a really rough day.
We believe in giving everyone the benefit of the doubt.
We believe in always saying please and thank you.
We believe that if dreaming is free, then we should dream big.
And then working hard to achieve it.
We believe that if we have knowledge, it's our duty to pass it down.
We believe that we shouldn't teach something we ourselves don't believe in.
We believe it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
We believe in saying sorry and meaning what we say.
We believe in being high-tech, means adding a human touch.
We believe that no one has all the answers.
Not even us.
But we go find out and we learn.
We believe that learning never ends, and once you stop learning,
you start dying.
We believe that one person
or one great idea
can change the world.
That's why we believe in helping you grow and succeed.
And with your help, we can change lives globally.
We believe.
We believe. We believe.
Thank you for your belief in us.